patriots hit the fan, we're overrun. Sending boys in the trucks with the 50 cals. Tell every swinging neck, bringing extra rounds. Hang in now, boys, we're on our way. Don't send them all to heaven before we get a taste. Whoa, cry havoc, let's slip the doors away. What you gonna do?
And happy Sunday, folks. We made it through another week, y'all. It's the Double S Podcast. It's me, Gene, flying solo tonight till our guests get here, that is. Man, you're in for a show tonight. Two of them, some of my most favorite people that I know here in the Colorado area, they're joining us here tonight. We have Eric and Leslie Allee, state champion, power fishing, outdoor enthusiast, power couple. Going to join us here on the podcast here in a little bit. They'll be connecting up here. Got a few things that we'll go through. How the heck have you been, man? How's everybody been out there? It's been a wild past couple of weeks, man. Has it not? Lot of weird stuff. Good, bad, you name it. It's kind of been all over the place. Hopefully you're doing good. Hopefully you're staying tight to your support system out there, your family, your battle buddies. Hopefully that's staying top priority for you out there. If it isn't, make it so. Make it so. And of course, you know me, man. Get outdoors. Find a way to get that sunlight on you and engage the outdoors in some way. Speaking of, we've had a crazy busy what is now, as we're getting close to the end of our season here for the field ops events. As most of you know, the season for us, we have a window there of months where we can actually run these, because we don't want to put new people to kayaking. We don't want to put them in a situation where it's a cold water situation. And just increase the, any type of danger there. So we have kind of a limited window, and end of September kind of usually is that for us. We get a few things in October, but not a ton. And so, so that's the deal. We're coming to a close, but it's been hot and heavy. We'll share some pictures of that here with you here. This last weekend has been pretty awesome. Our little Ranger Appreciation Weekend at Stanley Lake. They took care of us all year, so we like to try to take care of them. Let's go ahead and pay the bills here before we get going too much further. Every episode of the Double S Podcast brought to you by the Romans Warrior Foundation. Hashtag helping is healing. What I'm going to tell you, folks, we got big things coming down the line. Some great collaborations that are going to be working with Romans Warrior Foundation, all circling around the Global War on Terror's Wall of Remembrance. So a lot of good things coming there. We're going to be looking to try to get this memorial in as many areas as possible next year. 26 is going to be a busy season. Hit us up if you want that wall to your event, man. Hit us up. We're right now in Colorado. There's one area that we're trying to work out the logistics for, and that's down in the Springs. We're thinking about getting the wall out here, but we've got to put all those pieces of that puzzle together. So there's opportunity for the Western Run here to come out this way. We'll take her from coast to coast if the I's get dotted and T's get crossed. So hit them up. Also, of course, Heroes Media Group. We are a part of this fantastic, just amazing group of podcasts that's out here. The Heroes Media Group, Adam Bird, what he has created for us, the platform, the collaborating ability, just resources for you as a listener out there or a viewer, if you will. The resources available at the Heroes Media Group are fantastic, man. Go check out all the great podcasts. Got some really super cool podcasts also that are getting ready to debut. They've been going for a while, but now they're coming on board. They're going to be part of the HMG family. Sister company of the Heroes Media Group is, of course, HMG Beverage. Go check them out. Some actual true quality coffee, veteran-owned business. My personal favorite, the Kickstart. I do like me some of that. I'm going to guaranteed I'll probably be enjoying some Kickstart this coming Friday, because I am going to be hosting the HMG, the Heroes Media Group weekly wrap-up. Adam's going to be traveling. He's asked me to sit in his seat, so you get the Temu version of Adam, and that's me. That's what you get for next week. So join me bright and ugly on early on Friday, and we'll be jumping in there. and doing a little wrap up and previewing the upcoming shows. All right, bills are paid. Let's touch base real quick on just a couple things. What's going on around there? We're gonna hit on a couple pieces here, and then I'm gonna share a really cool, great story, because as we always do, we try to end this thing right on the positive tip. That's what we're aiming for, man, is to try to take things into that positive zone. But let's touch on the not so positive. We had our hearts go out to the families and friends of Peyton Hughes. This is a young kayak angler that was down in Toledo Bend. And terrible accident. Don't know the details. Can only speculate at this point. I don't know if anything has been officially released there. A lot of speculation that the young man didn't have his PFD on there. Again, I think it's important for people to remember speculation. Right? Let's keep that going there in this point, and really keep our focus and our positive thoughts going to the family there as they go through a very difficult time. This young man was 21 years old. He was fishing on a college kayak fishing bass team, and yes, bad accident from a kayak. And so, yes, our thoughts and prayers in that situation. For what it is worth, you guys have heard me say it before. I will say it every given time. Dude, the PFD, it's not a personal choice, right? It's a responsibility. Wear it. You're out there, okay? You got first responders that are going to be putting their lives on the line to try to put the pieces back together for your family, and think of your family and friends, right? Wear the PFD, always. Just a good, solid reminder. In my personal, those automatic inflators, you want to put your life in the hands of a seltzer, an Alka-Seltzer tablet, you go, go ahead. Not me, man. NRS Chinook, Stolquist, there's a lot of amazing, great PFDs. I've been in an accident situation where I got thrown out of my kayak, and I can tell you that Chinook is no joke. That thing does its job rapidly, fast, and took care of my big, chunky butt out in the water there with no problem. And I'm damn glad I had that stuff. What else? Something that was developing, I just saw that was going on there. There's another really rough situation coming out of Michigan. We don't know much about it just yet. If you're seeing any reports on it, there was a church situation that took place there. Looks like there was some sort of attack on a church. By unfortunately, what they have released, state police said, is one of our brothers and sisters out there is an Operation Iraqi Freedom vet. Is who the shooter was. And so don't know what's going on there. Not quite sure. Watch that stuff as it develops to see where it goes. I wanted to take real quick that little reminder. This is where I differ from a lot of people out here, right? And this is one of the things we talk about on the Double S all the time. There is an objective truth. That means this isn't open to your opinion. Your opinion is irrelevant. There's an objective truth to right, wrong, good, and bad. Okay, that's not a subject. These aren't subjective things. And unfortunately, there's a generation out there that thinks that there is, and there's actually people out there that thinks that these things are subjective, and they're not. There's good and bad. There's right and wrong. And doing what's right, whether you like it or not, whether it bugs you or not. Most of modern day society has pulled this stuff from biblical reference, man. It has. That's just the truth, dude. It's where it's at. I don't care what your belief system is at. Right and wrong, good and bad, man. It comes from that, because that's how you have a good society out there, right? I'm talking about this stuff. Why? It's the mental health game. Because right now, what you're about to see, what's going to come out of some of these horrible situations, you're going to see people jumping, and idiots that have been elected into power are going to use it for all kinds of goofy crap. All right, they're going to jump up there. They're going to try to push their agendas left and right and all this mess. Why they think they have some need to say something like that, I don't know, but they do. But at the end of the day, man, sooner or later we're going to have this conversation, either over a really rough setting, or we could start having it, in broader scale, and that is mental health, folks. Mental health. Get yourself right. And if things are negative, in your life, it's time to start moving those negative things away, man. I'm actually, here's one I'm going to give you a tip. I'm following my wife's lead on something. The doom scroll that you do on these things, where you just sit there and scroll and scroll and scroll. My wife maybe does that watching football on Sundays. Other than that, I send her all the funny memes in the world, and she gets them all on Sundays, because she never looks at her stuff. She stays away from it. And I started actually trying to mimic that a little bit. I'll tell you what, man, it does help. It keeps you focused on the good things, people that you love around you and your family and all that good stuff, man. There's little things we can do, and we're going to start exploring the mental health thing later down the road. A couple episodes over the wintertime here. We'll talk about some of that. Here is a cool story. Last story before we bring our guest into the show. This is one we're going to end this thing on a positive because it does exist out there. The humanity piece, there's still some good hope out there. Title of this article, Virginia grandmother wins $150,000 on the Powerball, and she gives every last dollar of that to charity. As the article reads, a Virginia grandmother has shocked lottery officials and inspired the nation by donating her entire $150,000 Powerball prize to 3 charities. Carrie Edwards of, Midlothian, Virginia, she won the prize on a Powerball ticket. She had the power play, so her $50,000 got turned into $150,000. She admits that the numbers were suggested by artificial intelligence. Good Lord, ChatGPT is about to blow up when people get word of this. She asked ChatGPT to generate her ticket selection. Days later, she received a notification to claim her prize, and at first she thought it was a scam that was coming to her. Instead of using the money for personal gain, Edwards chose to divide the winnings equally between 3 nonprofits. The first was the Association of Frontal Temporal Degeneration. This is in memory of her late husband, who passed away from the disease. The second recipient was the Shalom Farms, a Richmond area ministry focused on providing fresh produce and agriculture education to low-income communities. And last but not least, the third was the Navy Marine Corps Relief Society, which supports military families. This is a cause that was personal to Edwards because she is the widow of a Navy veteran. Dude, I mean, this gives you hope, right? There's still people out there that are doing this. In her press statement, she said she felt compelled to give it all away, stating she had already been richly blessed and wanted others to benefit. I'm just the steward, she said, explaining her motivation to bless others as God has blessed her. Serving those that serve, man, that's awesome stuff. I love hearing, and you got to go looking for it. It isn't easy to find, y'all. I'll tell you that. It's not easy to find that, the good news out there. But if you snoop around, you can find some cool stuff like that and stay focused there. Not saying bury your head in the sand. We're not going to do that. But, yeah, you can find some cool stuff like that. Wish we knew that gal a little bit. Maybe, who knows? Maybe the Double S could have her on the show. I doubt it. We're kind of small potatoes, but we'll reach out. The answer's always no till you ask, right? All right. What do we got here? Hey, there's Craig. We got a cool new thing, a feature I'm going to kick on here once we bring our guest in. I see them in the green room now, all gussied up. They're probably the state championship, stuff is probably sitting behind them somewhere. Eric is probably sitting on his stack of trophies by now. And the champ, she's over there. Yeah, she's got to be sitting on trophies because she's like the same height as him right now. So I can see. Let me get him in here. We have Mr. and Mrs. Eric and Leslie Allee. What's happening, y'all?
Oh, hello.
Hey, Gene, can you hear us okay?
Yeah, 100%.
That's good. He made it. He made it back just in time here.
Driving safe, huh?
Chen passed me like I wasn't moving at all. So, yeah.
Oh, you were out at the lake.
Yeah.
Nice.
The championship's coming up, so we're over preparing.
I've heard something that there's something going on in Pueblo. I got a camp spot down there. I think I'll jump in. We'll see.
Yeah. It's I have to pre-fish. My sweet lady, she does.
Yeah, you know me. I was here, hanging out.
I'm with you. I'm with you now, Leslie.
Yeah.
This is where I'm at. I'm ready to go. I know where I'm going. I'm actually thinking of taking a different kayak than the big monster battleship because I want to be a little bit more flexible. So yeah, I feel good. I'm ready to go fish, and we'll just see what the hell happens.
Good.
It's great that you guys have that peace of mind. I've been 3 times in the past 4 days, and I'll be tinkering with tackle until Saturday.
Good stuff. Yeah, Justin and Jason and I, we talk quite a bit because they're part of the TPO, right? They're my state team, and we're sitting there and they're talking about the weather patterns and the this is and the that and the wind and stuff, and I'm like, cool, man. It's not going to change anything I'm doing. I'll tell you that right now. I'm gonna let the morning tell me what I need to do, right? I'll have what I need to have. And if it requires something that I don't have, good luck, because I got a lot of shit. So,
Yeah, it's cool hearing that from you, and then Leslie, and then you got the beautiful gal that donated $150,000, and there's so much grace going around, and I'm a miserable prick. So,
and we love you for it, dog. We love you for it.
I've got a paper map behind me. I wake up and I look at maps.
Yeah.
It's just yeah.
I was there, but with our focus kind of changing a little bit different here, what I'm looking forward to and what I miss, man, is you guys, right? It's the people. The tournament side doesn't juice me anymore as like it used to, but being there amongst the community, amongst the people, that's what I'm looking forward to the most. And yeah, I think I found a little bit of what Leslie's talked about for a couple of years now, and that is, man, when I'm on that water, I'm so damn grateful and so damn, happy just to be there. I'm ready to kind of connect in and listen to them and see what's going on.
Yeah.
Fishing's been, I personally feel like I've reconnected to that passion, man. I get outdoors and I'm coming up with different baits and different thoughts. We literally took a flatworm and put it on a Ned rig, and I got a vet because he didn't have a drop shot rig set up, and I was looking at them on LiveScope. There were like 10 of them, and they were swarming. I'm like, dude, you got to get your bait in there. Okay. Just get in, because they're not going to hang out for long. And he got, I can't remember what it was, but he lost his little general that I had on there. And so we took the net head, and he's like, just thread this on. And I threw him a flatworm real quick. He started hammering him on this little shad flatworm. I'm like, that's nuts. But yeah, I mean, it's the same as just about anything else. But yeah, little knick-knack stuff here and there. Well, this is awesome to get you guys back here, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward. You guys camping down there, or are you hitting the hotel?
No, we're staying at the Smells Like the 70s Inn. I believe, what's it called?
What is it called?
It's like the Quality Inn or something like that. The other power fishing couple in Colorado, Paul Roth and Jason Duong, they stay at the same place.
So yeah, it's over in it's the one hotel over there in Pueblo West, right?
Yeah.
Like a really it's a decent one. I've actually stayed there because we had an event the next day, and it was clean. It's clean.
It's clean. It's easy to get to, easy to get out of.
Yeah.
Simple.
I'm gonna sleep in the truck this time. Brick, Lovall, and I, we got Site 24. We're gonna be at the campsite down south.
Okay.
And yeah, I sleep in the truck because that way Lovall can't sneak in the cab. Later I can lock up. I'm safe. He can't get to me that way.
It's interesting. You guys have community, and it's bonding, and it's all the rest of this stuff. Like, I don't even have that in my home. Like, Leslie is.
I'm basically by myself.
Leslie.
I'm good with it.
It's since I've been a kid. I've been like this since I've been a kid, and it's one of those things. I told her today. One of the 3 days I was pre-fishing, DBM, the Denver Bassmasters. Oh, blow it out your ass. So, Denver Bassmasters. They had a tournament on Saturday, and I had a fish on, but I didn't do anything because I didn't want anybody to know the area that I was fishing. I've always been like that. I don't. Now afterwards, Gene, I'll talk fishing, and then I come back to life or whatever. But
yep. There's a couple guys like that. Trev is kind of like that too. He gets locked into his zone, and until you get him done, from the tournament, he's pretty zoned in. Strawbridge is kind of that way. But
yeah. Sorry, we got our two.
Oh, it's all good.
That was a lie. I'm never alone. No, I have 7 guinea pigs, 3 children.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love those guinea pigs.
Yeah.
But it is funny, and we've talked about it before. Before the tournament, it's going to be the same thing. Leslie's she's gonna say to him, "Give her to the neighbor." But
that's not nice. Hang on. I have some new cool toys here. I should have been using this after you said that. I should have went. Right. We got a sitcom going here.
Yeah. I don't know. And it's interesting too because there's been quite a few people. I talked to somebody that I won't name a name, but they've been in the fishing industry for a very long time. They kind of fell out of love with it.
Yeah.
He asked me. He said, "Has that ever happened to you?"
I got to comment on that really quick.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Like, what a shame we all get these opportunities, right? I don't know about everybody else, but I'm on the female side of it, so I gotta make sure, this is taken care of, that's taken care of, and all, and then pack up, get the money for your hotel, right? Make sure you're healthy enough to get out there, your money for your tackle and all that stuff, and you get on the water from this stretch to this stretch, and you don't even enjoy it sometimes. Well, I do, but I've seen people get out there and go catch a huge fish that maybe is a trash fish or whatever that isn't what you're looking for, and just toss it off like it's nothing. And
right.
And the end of the tournament day, you're just miserable.
I'm being attacked.
I feel this is personally driven.
It's a shame, really. It really is, honestly. Not just you. I'm just saying. I've seen it
in general. Yeah. No. I'll. For me, it's not that I have a hate of tournament fishing at all. I still love it. I still love hearing about the guys and gals out there doing it. For me, though, unfortunately, it started to steal something from me. Mm-hmm. Even when I would sneak out, if I ever had the chance to sneak out just for a personal, just alone time fishing. Mm-hmm. I'd hear a clock in the back of my head, and I felt like when I was out there, I had to be doing something, improving a skill set or doing this or that. Mm-hmm. And to be honest with you, it turned into just work because it was either I was tournament fishing, practicing for, or I was taking folks out, on field ops. Mm-hmm. And I knew that I'm not going to let this suffer where people see that of me, that I'm getting worn out. I can't do that when I take my brothers and sisters out on the water, man. We can't, I want them to feel the passion coming from me on this. And so I had to make a choice there. And so, I drew back from it. I'm still going to do them here and there. I checked after I had the spill with the kayak. I checked and made sure with Flanagan and Strawbridge. I'm like, am I qualified for the championship? And they're like, yep. I'm like, cool. Then I'm done for a while. I'm going to just focus on the TPO for a while and these events, and I'll see y'all at Pueblo. Pretty much.
Well, you're balanced, right? And you look very good, by the way. You say you made a comment about something earlier, and it's like, you're half the man you used to be.
I am a battery down. Yeah. I took one 36-volt lithium battery out of me. About that much weight is what I've lost. Yeah. Set it up. I gained a quarter to 3/8 mile per hour in the kayak by doing so.
That actually might get me to lose weight.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yes, Chen, this is live. Let's got a couple comments here. We got Craig. What's up, buddy? Thanks for joining in. Congress will not address mental health issues. Yeah, I feel you. That was from my comments earlier there. It's not going to be easy, but we don't need Congress. Screw that. I'm talking about people locally at home. Start in your community, man. That's where we got to be. That's where we can grow this stuff, is from there.
Start in the freaking mirror.
Right?
Step one in life. Don't be a dick. That would solve everything.
Start with that. See, I'm of the same area. I am the rub dirt on it guy, which is why I have to surround myself with smart people so that I can, I know when someone could use some help, I'm not the guy you want to talk with. Okay. I'm not that guy. My kids will tell you that. Dad, I got this. No, you don't. Let's go. Hey, here we go. By the time we got Mr. Collins checking in with us. Our hearts are with you, brother. You be safe out there. He's been Mr. Collins is deployed now, so he is apparently in Hades right now, as he says it is hot as here. But yes, he's deployed out there, so we're hoping everything is good on that front. We get him back. I think when he comes back, it's Tennessee, Alabama bound, something like that. I don't know, someplace out there where there's big fishies. Yeah. Going to be a lot of fun. Who do you ever? Oh yes, Brother Joe. Army combat vet taken out here, and a man that we tie in with. Yes, being out there unhooking fish for another veteran. Yeah, treating him like driving Miss Daisy. We tow him around behind us. You know, I will make fun of you, Joe, though, if I'm unhooking fish for you, dog. You know that's going to happen because you're a highly trained, skilled individual, well beyond me. And yeah, I might wear gloves, but I'll grab fish. All right. And Chen wants to know if this is live. Of course it is, Chen. Eric was literally just fishing. This is crazy.
Passed him on the highway. Yeah.
He's a busy guy, Chen. He's a busy guy.
Going back to that balance thing that we were talking about earlier, I've always had tunnel vision with fishing, but I think there's an important distinction to make. I'm a fisherman before I'm a tournament fisherman. You know what I mean? If tournament fishing ever affects my fishing, I'm done.
Yep.
I won't look back. I won't think twice about it because I'll catch walleye. I mean, how many species do we chase in a year?
I don't care.
It's
A lot. A lot.
I mean, it's
all of them. Exactly.
Well, and the interesting thing for me, the reason why I think I got so ate up with it is mental health. Is actually I've had anxiety my whole life. I'm not shy about it. I've been agoraphobic at different points in my life. I was on a bunch of this turned into a Oprah TED Talk. Sorry in advance.
Oh, this is great, man.
But I got agoraphobic. I was like, I don't know, 25, 26 years old, something like that. So agoraphobic, for folks that don't know, I wouldn't leave the house. I was just, so I go to the doctor, and I'm not judging anybody that takes medicine. There's a lot of stuff that helps people. So anyways, they got me on a concoction of meds that I'm getting through the day, but I don't care about much. I'm just kind of blah. And so when you're agoraphobic, you clean stuff over and over again, which is, she's going to laugh at that because I'm not a very clean person. But so
you organize them
I found my fishing magazines. And
nice.
I was like, oh yeah, that's my life. And from that point on, I didn't take medicine anymore, and I've fished like a crazy SOB every opportunity I could since. But it's medicine. You know what I mean?
It is 100%, man. It's why It's why we do what we do, and why we try to get so many of these folks outdoors, because it is.
Yeah.
I never knew that, Eric. That's super cool, and thank you, man, for sharing that stuff, because I know that's going to resonate with a lot of guys watching this, 100%.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those things where I've had it my whole life, right? But it's peaked at different points or whatever. But you never hear somebody that's got diabetes apologize for insulin or whatever. But I've got anxiety. I'm not apologizing for it. I don't. It's not weakness. It's not nothing. It's something that I got, and I found my medicine. There's different medicine for different folks. I did think it was alcohol for a while. Turns out that's not medicine.
Not for long term. That one's not a good long lasting resolution.
Yeah. But because of fishing, I mean, it's everything. So it's we're talking about mental health and the stuff going on in the world and all the rest of the stuff. Like, dude, take your shoes off, put them on the ground. There's something. Right. It's just.
I've seen something actually on that. Now I've not looked into anything behind it, because I do believe there's probably a good chunk of a good dose of faith that comes with this. But there is a mentality piece. There's a philosophy, if you will, that it assists with helping you ground to this earth, is getting your feet on soil, getting it on dirt and grass. Of course, my stupid overthink brain is like, yeah, but this is sod that was probably grown on a farm somewhere and brought in, and then there's fill dirt underneath me. But there is something about that bare feet to the earth, man, that does actually, apparently it triggers some things. One thing I can tell you that is real is that sun first thing in the morning. Don't put your shades on so quick. Let that sun hit, don't look into the sun, obviously, unless you're, hey, Jason Lovell's here. Speaking of looking into the sun, what's up, brother Jason? Love you, man. Thank you for tuning in. Don't wreck your semi. Letting the sun actually hit and penetrate, let that sunlight get in a little bit. It helps wake you up, and that shit's real. I'll tell you that right now. I've actually done it a few times. Oh, damn it. I'm sorry, Matt. That's no grass where he's at right now. I think sand works too, brother. I think it's just a connection right to the earth is what the guy was talking about. It's that grounding piece, but
Who was it so Eric told me this one day. Who said it? Be where your feet are. Who said that?
Oh,
wow.
It's a hockey reference from.
I thought it was one of the guys you were talking to.
Yeah, it was Glenn Walker. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a hockey reference.
I was having
Glenn Walker's from Minnesota. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep. I remember Glenn quite a bit from up there.
some sort of meltdown, and Eric said, this guy, he said, be where your feet are. And I thought about that. It's so simple.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay. Yeah, because that's where I'm at. I'm not in the past. I'm not in the future. I'm literally right where my feet are, and I'm okay.
I mean, that's the juice. I don't know how we ended up with a life thing, but that's the juice, right? Like, all we have. Talking about this gal that won $150,000 and gave it away. Like, all we have, we don't have possessions, we don't have anything, and I know a lot of people are probably tuning out right now, and it's okay. All we have is the present moment. That's it. So if you look too far ahead, that's anxiety. If you look behind, that's depression. Happiness is be where your feet are, right here, right now. With the caveat, it's got to be on the water for me. But other than that,
you got to find your passion, right? We try to expose folks to our passion to see what they think about it, and hopefully just that little. We're actually going to be adding some stuff in. One cool thing I'll let out of the bag. We're going to be adding in some shore fishing next year around Stanley Lake. We've got a Army medic. A vet that's in the area that knows a lot of these little ponds that you can walk to. So we're going to have little hikes with backpacks and some poles, and we're going to take a little half-mile jaunt down some trails and get these guys, for those that maybe the kayak isn't the game. Our whole point to this is showing you don't need a bunch of money, dude. Yeah. It's not money. What you need to do is make the decision and go just cut an hour a time out, right? Yeah. And just go there. And go chill out. Get there early, too. For me, there's just nothing like early morning, man. When the sun's coming up and when you're out there, you get to see everything start to wake up. You see the earth around you starting to come alive. Even in the middle of, on the outskirts of Westminster over there at Stanley, it's still really, really cool to see that stuff, go. But yeah, man, that's it. For every one of us, you got to find what it is, what's your passion. Some guys, it's hunting, right? I mean, that is bow hunting. Or my nephew just came out here from Minnesota. He lived like Grizzly Adams up in the mountains. He and his buddies got himself his first bull elk. I mean, you're going to drive 1,200 miles, to get here to come do that. You got to love that, right? Yeah. Because they were living, I think they had in 5 days, they got one shower. They came down and jumped in a hotel for one night. Other than that, they were just living on the side of the mountain up there, chasing these beasts. Whatever it is, something outdoors. If it's walking, hiking, biking, whatever, dude, just engage.
Yeah, just keep eating until you find your thing. You know what I mean? If you're hiking and you're going fishing, and it turns out that you're not an angler, you're a bird nerd.
Exactly. Yeah.
What got you? It's one of those things where so I'm 45 years old, and if somebody doesn't have passion, I would love to help them, but I'm trying to think of a gentle way to say this without sounding like an asshole, but there's no way I could say it without being.
You were doing so good.
Hey, it's the double S, baby. You can say what you need to say.
So I heard this week. Well, my client said it's called the holy hush.
The holy hush.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to spend time with anybody that doesn't have passion.
Yeah,
it's very hard for me. It's very hard for me to listen in any context, in business and fishing and stuff where it's I don't know how to explain it, because I'm such a nutcase that it's hard. You know what I mean? But there's a caveat to that. If somebody's open to trying something, I'm all about it. You know what I mean? It's just But in the context of like the fishing industry and all the rest of the stuff, which it's. like I go to ICAST every year, and I don't know, my mind's going 100 miles an hour right now, but I go to ICAST every year. There's a pond out front. I'm the only one fishing the pond for the most part. You know what I mean? Like I just,
That is awesome.
I don't understand half-assed, and I should have probably pulled off.
Holy
before.
hush. Yep.
Yep, I'm holy hushing. I'm holy hushing.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, no. See, the double S, the new deal here. Fishing is just a part of what we talk. We're allowed to speak our piece, man. It's no filters. It's real talk. We put all the disclaimers up front on the front end of this show. We know, but you're right though, man. It's if someone is lost and they don't have a passion of some kind, or if their passion or something that drives them is a negative deal. It is tough to surround with that. And that's like why I said, why I surround myself with smarter people than me that are specialized in it is I am like you, Eric. I'm not a good suit for that. I am very much a rub some dirt on it. Okay. Life isn't fair. You're right. It sucks. You're going to get kicked in the balls or in the teeth, whichever, fits.
Lady balls.
And exactly, lady balls. And you got to pick yourself up and keep digging, man, because there's no option. There is no quit. There's no stop. There's no nothing. And I know that doesn't work for a lot of folks out there. And I'm not stupid enough or arrogant enough to think that I got it figured out, because I don't. What works for me, I'm not even sure it works for me, but it's what I use, but I know some smart people out there that do know some tricks, of how to manage stuff and how to work with it. So yeah, we can't be expert in everything, Eric. Sometimes we just got to leave it to the, other folks around out there.
Dude, I
like a wife.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
I just got done with an audiobook, and it's by Mel Robbins. It's called Let Them. It's the Let Them theory. I don't know if everybody's heard of that.
It's okay. It's okay.
Because here's the thing: he's very obsessive, obviously, with fishing. His whole life, everything's fishing. But I think the yin and yang where we come in is I can be that yin, and he's having those why are people
I'm gonna yang her ass out.
Yeah, you do what you need to do before we have a murder on video.
Leslie's very calm, and
I was gonna say she's that grounding factor for you, right, dude? Yeah. My wife very not with outdoor stuff, but my wife with just life in general. She helps ground and focus me in when shit gets goofy, right?
Yeah, it's real grounded. So to give a little context to the circus right now. Leslie's making sourdough bread, and she said that she was going to do that.
Yeah.
We got the little dogs barking, and she's the one that's talking about the yin and the yang and bringing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff can blow up around her, and she is like, "Good, man. We're over here looking for DEFCON 3 situation, trying to figure things out, right?"
Yeah, dude. I just. Yeah.
Leslie, I had a question for you.
Yeah.
Before you and Eric got together, did you have a love for the outdoors, or has it increased with the two of you, getting together and starting to share life together? Did that increase for you? Was that something that you were like always open to it, or were you already a fishing nut before that?
I've been asked this quite a few times, actually.
Yeah.
So I was previously married for quite some time and had 2 children. So my entire life was making sure my kids were well. So when I fished, when I was a kid, I fished with my dad in Estes Park while he drank beer by the lake in the spot for hours, and it was great. I played in the water. Sometimes I caught a fish. That was fishing for me, but
right.
My kids would fish like with their grandpa and their dad and stuff, and I would just be the one making sure they were safe and like clean and all that stuff. So when I met Eric, it was 2019, so right before pandemic.
Yeah.
I knew he fished a lot, obviously, and we had talked about it and stuff, but honestly, he didn't really force it on me or anything. It was just that was the only thing to do at that time because literally everything shut down.
Right. It was the only.
It was like this
allowable.
It was like this perfect storm where we're very first getting to know each other. I think we were engaged pretty quickly, and then we literally, he would tell me and talk about fishing nonstop, and I just listened and absorbed. And we would go on these hikes, and we would go on the boat, and we would go do all these things because there was nothing else. You couldn't go anywhere. You know what I mean? So
Right.
well, we didn't want to wear masks and go to movies and stuff like it. It just wasn't our thing. So, and it was, I never realized how intriguing it was to me. I guess I have that. I've always been kind of a tomboy. You know, I like bugs and I like animals and I like getting outside and stuff, but I never had the opportunity to really like break something apart or figure it out. And when he would talk to me about stuff, I would go, I don't think that's how it is. And then I would kind of research it and break it down myself. And then he got me some fishing rods. And he was like, here, try that. You're a girl. And I would just start picking it up. Like it just came really naturally to me because I think it's because it's nature. And
I was going to say, you're a Colorado native, right?
yeah, I love,
Yeah, and so
the
you
fish. I love the actual fish themselves and why they're that color and why are they down there and what do you eat and why are you eating that? You know, and like all that stuff.
how was your day? And
Like, there's your grandma, the really big one. You know what I'm saying? And
I love it.
And then he put me on a kayak and that was it.
But the outdoors themselves, I mean, it's kind of been part of your life. For folks that don't know about Colorado, before the invasion, outdoors is kind of part of your life here, right? You were outdoors. That Colorado was synonymous with that, right? I mean, I can attest to 1990. Up to the 2000s, it was just part of, if you lived in Colorado, that means you obviously got outdoors doing something. If it was hiking, camping, fishing, something, it was part of it.
Coming up in the 80s as a kid, I would get out of school, grab my little strawberry shortcake banana seat bike and my bucket, man, and we were out looking for crawdads and slugs and, grass.
Love it.
Toads and all that stuff. And, that's just.
I love it.
The depth that everybody has. All I did was fish. So when she's talking about COVID and like that's what I did before. Actually, I fished the whole time before too.
Right. Yeah, I'm in the same boat, man. That was when I saw the boat ramps and everything getting busy. I was still in my boat at that time, though. It was like, okay, this is kind of a pain now because I enjoyed actually the boat ramp not being so crowded. Now I got to wait in line a little bit.
Yeah.
Once I kicked over to the kayak, it was a different game. It's like, okay, yeah, now we're back. But yeah. Well, that's awesome because it's that draw. We talk about this all the time, and you guys, the content you push up, watching all the different species of fish. Yes, there's the tournament side of what we do that we enjoy out there, but there's also as big, maybe bigger section of not tournament fish. It's just getting outdoors and chasing fish around and enjoying what these lakes have to offer. You guys have posted just some beautiful trout that you have caught up there. That crappie that you hit, Eric, good night. Is that now, is it official, the state record? Did you get it locked up?
Yeah, at one point I had two. Leslie's got one too. She's got the Splake state record as well.
That is freaking awesome.
And I caught it. How you didn't think I could catch it?
See, I wasn't going to tell her she was full of shit earlier, but now we're going to go all the way in. She said, and I quote, I just picked it up super easy. It was just like kumbaya, right? If you remember, okay, and she said, I bought her a couple cheesy combos.
You did. They were pink.
I bought her a casting combo and a spinning combo.
Pink.
So two. I got her two. I didn't know if she was going to stick with it or not. So I'm not buying her an NRX and a Corrado or a Tatula. Okay.
Right.
We go to this little pond in Brighton. It's a little skinny pond. Anybody that's fished it, they'll know exactly what I'm talking about. This is before the HOA screwed it up. So there's trees sticking out of the water and all this jazz. And I hand her a casting rod and I said, look, a lot of people struggle with this. So do this, this, and this. And like, I'm too tired to filter myself, Gene. I'm sorry.
You don't have to.
She picks it up and does it perfectly right away. And her first bass in your life, right?
Yeah.
Was on a spinnerbait ripping it through trees.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I'm just sitting here. I'm going like, this is not normal.
That's when
You're
he
not.
proposed to
You're,
me.
yeah.
Right? Exactly. I gotta find a ring right now.
Something, it wasn't a ring, but he was like, hey, can you marry me?
So then it's with the chatterbait, same thing. She sticks it. So she's good. And initially she doesn't like spinning gear. Okay, so she's got a fish on a spinner bait. She's got a fish on a chatterbait. And then what we do is we go pike fishing at the arsenal, and we're throwing Rising Suns, 316, big swim baits. Long story short, that everything came easy. She would cast out the swim bait. She would get a bite. She would let go of the reel, 2 hands, grab the rod, go like and I'm back there. She is a Latina, and so when you try to correct a Latina, it doesn't go the way you think it's going.
No.
Looking back there, and I'm going,
No.
that's not going to work. That's not. So every time I've had to teach her
I
something,
caught one though. I caught a pike that day.
it's not a straight line. There's detours, there's off ramps, there's all the rest. And then afterwards, she goes, "It's just so easy. I get it."
Right. What's the big deal? Right? So Colin's got a good question. How much do you regret how much you've taught when Leslie beats you and all of us?
Now this is where I will give my sweet lady a lot of credit. So you give somebody a base. That's all you can hope to do when you're teaching something. Gene, you give them a base.
Yes, sir.
After that, they have to do everything. They have to find their way.
It's like sports, like fundamentals. Yeah.
I'm pissed off and proud when she beats me. I'm not gonna say like I'm beaming with pride, because that's not the one emotion. I'm going. I'm so proud of you, dear. But at the same time, I'm going, how did my wife beat me? But I think the same thing when like last week. How did Chin beat me?
I was going to say it wouldn't matter. Yeah, that's that side. It doesn't matter who it is. It's how in the hell did I get beat?
I'm going to tell you the secret, you guys. Everybody listen up.
Gene, if it crashes, it's because she's getting ready to tell a secret.
Bigger fish.
Yeah.
That's because I landed the bigger fish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
So I don't know if you can see this. Let me put this up there. See those scores in fantasy? Mm-hmm. Yeah. This week I'm playing my wife.
Oh.
Guess which number she is. Yeah, she's destroying me in this. And I'm like, okay, well, all right. And she's like 3-time Super Bowl champ in this league. I mean, yeah, she's got a rep. She knows football, dude. She does a good job. Let's never mind the fact that I coached the sport for 20 years. What good should that help me, right? I mean, nothing. It's okay. This doesn't.
Matt, Eric and I fish. We have to make this. Well, I think most people want. We fish completely different.
Yeah.
Like absolutely completely. From start to finish, it's absolutely completely different. But I do give him credit for, of course, showing me all the fundamentals of everything, because he did. He did show me.
Well, there's a logistical challenge to that too when you guys fish different. I mean, it is cool that it's your thing though. You got your thing. He's got his thing. Yeah. But yeah, there's some logistics, obviously, getting the yaks launched and all that.
It's just because she doesn't listen to me all the time. You know what I mean?
Who doesn't listen there?
I'll go top water. Top water is great. I don't do top water. Top water is not my thing.
I mean, I can do it. I don't want to do it right then.
Right.
Yeah.
Her angling approach is so simple, it's complex.
Right. That's yeah. I can respect that, and I think I understand what you're getting at with that.
Basically, this: if I get bit on something consistently, why would I switch?
Right.
Right.
And I go, I don't have a 401k in tackle, not to use it, so I'm going to tie everything on.
Boat, right? We're just lucky that we both enjoy doing these things together. I think we're very blessed. But we'll be on the boat and we'll catch fish, and he'll hold on. He'll be like, okay, gotta go. Let's switch.
Yep. Oh, no more fish here. Time to move on.
It's not a huge bat. Okay, let's go. Let's change our baits. Okay.
So what would you guys say for somebody who they're living in the metro area here, Not sure where, it's not necessarily so important, but somewhere in the metro area here in Colorado, and they get a fishing pole, a tackle bag, and a few things of some known good baits. What's the best way for these folks to find little ponds that they can actually go to? Are there resources that you rely on? Now, I know you guys have been here forever and since like dirt was invented, so you kind of have that knowledge. But for some folks out here that maybe don't know, when we're trying to get them outdoors and help push them, what's a great way to find places?
I don't know if you can see the steam coming out of my ears. My brain's thinking so hard. So when I was a kid, the Division of Wildlife had a book called Fishing Close to Home. You might still be able to get a copy of it. I don't know how relevant the information is anymore, but basically what I did back then is I had fun. First, I rode my bike to the places I could ride my bike to, and then when I turned 16, I drove. And they're not all gyms. A lot of them are turds. You're going to see some needles. You're going to see switchblades or whatever. But if you cycle through them, like you're going to find some gyms. So if you can get fishing close to home, do it. It's cool. It's going to show you all the different species that are on there. And then I'm gonna dork out a little bit. Fish brain might not be the best thing for fisheries, but you can find fisheries on it. You know what I mean?
Fish Brain, the app.
I hate to admit. Actually, you know what? No, I don't. I don't hate to admit it. I really didn't like it when it first came out because people started posting at the golf courses that I fish and some stuff like that.
Right.
But it's you see an app where kids are getting excited to show other people they're catching fish. I'm all right with it. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, Fish Brain's a great resource. Dude, old school. Call Discount Tackle. Call Bass Pro Shops. Call people. You know, and if somebody's a dick on the phone, it's like, okay, well, I don't have to spend money there. I'll go to the next one.
Right.
Am I going to get hated for this comment?
I can't tell you until after you say it.
Okay. Honestly, the CPW has a great website,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it shows where they stock fish regularly.
Oh, sweet.
I always
Yeah.
tell my clients, I actually have a couple clients that work for the CPW.
Nice.
I always tell them, you know, if they ask or whatever, look on there where they stock the fish, you know, the stock,
Yeah.
whatever. If you're going to go out with a bobber and a worm and have a good time, those are the places you can easily get to.
Nice.
Car, and you can take your grandma, your kids, yourself, you know, it's easy. That's easy.
If you
Start.
don't attach catching fish to success, you'll have so much fun and you will catch fish. But if you take it as exploring, that's what I loved about it when I and I still do it. So
That is huge.
Yeah.
It's the exploration. It's the journey out there. And when you do that, oh my gosh, yes, I have lived that this year. The moment I calmed everything here and was like, we're just going to enjoy our time out here. I've caught more fish this year and put people on more fish this year than ever before.
Yeah.
And that's so true, dude. When especially if you're going out looking, you know, just for ponds that you can get to, you know, that is awesome.
it's not every spring. I get as many miles on my backpack as I do in my boat and my kayak. Like to the point to where I had to slow down this year because I was fishing before and after work and not kind of a zombie for a little bit there. But that's a pre-spawn thing. That's a little bit different. But yeah.
My favorite thing to do, honestly, was looking for, like, we pulled off on the highways and we would fish the ditches and the underpasses and, you know.
Wow.
You know, what do we find here?
I'll tell you right now, if you'll go to a gold medal trout fishery with me, if you'll hop in the boat and go chase, you know, a giant walleye with me, but you won't fish a ditch with me, you're not my fishing buddy. And we got little tiny bluegill, crappie,
A bass. I caught a bass.
yeah, and the ditches.
And they're brought there. I've been told that they're brought there by birds.
I don't know.
How in the hell do they get in there, right?
Well, this one,
Oh, it's connected.
this one's attached to St. Vrain. So
Oh,
on
okay.
119, you see a little culvert,
Yeah.
and it's not like I'm giving up OHIV here. On 119, you'll see a little culvert on each side, and I like I said, the Fishing Close to Home book. I don't want to say I've fished everything because I haven't, but there's not a lot of rocks I haven't flipped over, fishing wise, in the metro area, not the state, but in the metro area. And it was just interesting because we had the boat. We actually had the boat, and we pulled off on the side of 119 to fish a ditch.
Yeah, we got in trouble.
Yeah. Talk to us, but
the thing about it is when you start doing that and you start going to those easy to get to places, you start kind of remembering, oh yeah, I used to be that kid that rode my bike to find crawdads.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Oh, this bluegill is pretty rad. I wonder if I can catch another one.
a couple cities that, like, you talk about Westminster specifically. Obviously, Westminster, or rather, there's some good fisheries there. But if I was to kind of rate them via cities to check out, Boulder would be number one, without a far drive. Okay, Boulder would be number one.
Really?
Boulder has so many great Boulder, Hygiene, Longmont. I'll give you a couple. I'll give you a couple right now. Pella Crossing and Hygiene.
Yep, been there.
It's a great fishery. It's no longer a hidden gem. All the rest of the stuff. It used to be years and years ago. It's not anymore. Pella's great. KOA and Boulder. If you want to catch. If you want to catch trout and opportunity at big bass, CPW moved a bunch of really big bass from the XL plant years ago. Talking 4 to 6 pounders. I don't know how many, but it was a lot. There's trout there. There's so many great fish. There's a lot of places we fish in Boulder, like that little rec center one. I don't even know the name of it.
Rec centers.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. So they're out there. That's the thing, and it's connect with people that are connected with the outdoors. That's the other tip, right? Is that if you're watching this show right now or hearing it later, listening to it in your truck, whatever, people that have information that can help you. So, remember that old saying that, only helps those that help themselves, right? Mm-hmm. So reach out. We've got plenty of us out here that can, if you're looking for a place to get out, man, that's the key. And we're like I said, the reason we're really starting to press on this kind of stuff is our name is the True Patriot Outfitters, dude. And we have to be very careful. We're not an outfitter. We're a nonprofit. Right? We're not technically, an outfitter, but we want to take care of these folks the way that, maybe that kind of operates with, the equipment and giving them no excuses anymore to get outside. Following the stuff you guys do, man, watching from the boats to the kayaks to the pond fishing that you guys do to the guinea pig stuff that Leslie throws up there. Love seeing her piggies when she throws those out on top. I don't know if you've ever, don't venture anywhere near like the Galapagos Islands, because guinea pigs, man, they're on the menu. What the hell is that? That's brutal.
Yeah, it gets brought up a lot. I don't talk to pigs about it, but it's
exactly. Yeah,
they're grateful to be where they are.
Exactly. We are in North America, y'all.
I think it's a conspiracy that we've talked about around the house. I think Leslie's fatting us all up to sell us by the pounds. The dogs, the boys, me, the pigs. She treats all of us so. Like if you would see how these you see how these guinea pigs eat. She wakes up every morning and she's cutting up food to give to it.
That's awesome.
She's graceful and kind and beautiful and. Yeah, I would have.
When you walked in tonight, you said, "Oh, you look like a hot Latina Garth."
It's true.
I was like, "Oh, okay, thanks, Claire."
It's true.
Excellent.
Good.
So I'd be remiss if we didn't bring it up. Eagle Claw celebrating this year, folks, 100 years. 100 years, some of the biggest names in the industry. You guys, the Eagle Claw family, man, is synonymous with fishing. You don't go outdoors. You don't fish without Eagle Claw having some finger in your childhood somewhere that pointed you in that direction. From the red and white bobbers to the snell hooks to just about every type of rig. And then seeing, the likes of, the Scott Martins, the Shaw Grigsbys, all these, the Wesley Straters and all these guys, that's cool. But when you see, I've had a personal chance to actually talk with Shaw and get to know the guy at the very first Red Crest. what one of these coolest human beings that pulls zero punches. Holy Moses, this guy is straight to the point and goes right at it. But yeah, just an encyclopedia of knowledge that he has, with this stuff. It shows you who you surround yourself with, right? I mean, that's a big deal. But Eagle Claw, you have been a part of everything that we've done with the TPO from I think it was year 2 that we were in operation, is when you and I started chatting. And since then, I mean, everybody that leaves, is leaving with the understanding and the knowledge and a small pack of Eagle Claw stuff here and there that if it's appropriate, obviously if they're getting on a motorcycle and leaving, I'm not going to load them up with, hooks and such, but they know, and they take pictures of, so, they know exactly what it is that we're using, and they see it firsthand. One of the best things that here at Stanley recently, guy hooks up on a drop shot, and I know the rig because I set it up for him. And I'm like, do you have pliers in the boat? And he's like, no, I think I can get it. And he's over there muscling away. I'm like, no, brother, you're going to need pliers because you got him pinned, and that hook is you're going to need to turn it to get it out of there. And that it says something. It's that whole, when you hook them, you own them,
Yep.
But it's more than that, man. The family of Eagle Claw, what you guys do over there and what you stand for, what you've brought, what you're going to, what you continue to bring. What's that like, man? Because besides the fact that you work there, you're an outdoorsman. Mm-hmm. So to be a part of that now and help shape the future of that, talk to me. You got to wake up every morning going, my fucking job rocks, man. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's always easy, but it's got to feel good to be with an organization like that.
I'm going to Conor McGregor this. I dreamed it into reality.
Love it.
I've actually gotten to be by your side since it started, which has been really neat. Telling the whole story.
Well, I'll try to be as quick as I can, and if I punt a dog, just know that my heart's in the right place. So my first rod and reel combo when I was a kid was Eagle Claw. My Aunt Snooks worked at Eagle Claw. She would, bring us hooks and stuff. So it was always a huge thing. This is going to be a spiel. I apologize in advance. So at some point I reached out because, hey.
I think your dog's heard the story before.
So it turns out I wasn't the one that kicked him. Leslie did. Anyway, I reached out to Drew McGill years and years ago. I don't know how many years ago now. I wanted to be on pro staff. It was the first time I reached out to a company about being on pro staff because I'm an outdoor writer, but before I'm right. Tournament fishing, anything. I believe in the written word. So anyways, I talked to Drew. He was running the program at the time, and he said, we don't have any room. And I said, well, what can I do? He goes, well, we don't have any budget. I was like, I just want you to look at my stuff. I don't care what I get. I want you to look at my stuff. That's all I get. Can I send you an email every couple months? So anyways, with that approach, I kicked out a lot of content. It's funny now. I see Colin, Chan, Flanagan with YouTube and all the rest of the stuff. Years and years ago, that was me to some extent. Before it got cool and all the YouTubes and stuff. I'm 78 years old. So then I'm in there all the time. I'm buying hooks all the time, and one of the guys that was a marketing manager that I'd worked with I don't know 6 or 7 on them at that point. I kind of hit it off with him, and he'd ask me, can you get me this photo? I was like, oh, buddy, I'll get you 3 of those. You know what I mean? Anytime they asked something, I did it, and they created a job for me.
Nice.
And when that happened, it was that holy shit, this is my life kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's funny how life works because I had to get.
It was at the same time everything shut down.
Yeah. So everything shut down. But there's another part of this. Dude, I don't want to talk about feelings. All right. So as everything is shutting down and the world's going crazy, I'm getting sober. Okay.
Awesome, dude.
So
awesome.
It's one of those things where It wasn't like I used to get schwacked and go, punch people well, I did when I was a kid, but as an adult, I didn't do any of that. I enjoyed getting the snootful. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So,
Yep.
anyways, I get my life right. When I met Leslie, I knew I had to change my life to keep her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was like, all right, I'm going to quit drinking. Initially I was going to get in shape too, but that didn't work out. But anyway, so then I get this opportunity, and you fast forward a couple of years, and I'm the marketing manager. I'm friends with Shaw. I'm friends with Zona. I'm and the coolest part about it to me, outside of the family, and I have to talk about the family, but when you realize you are what they are, and we are what
Yeah.
they are,
Yeah.
that's when you go, okay, to be a part of this club, this fishing club, all you have to do is love it. You don't have to be a pro. You don't have to have fancy gear. You don't have to chase the fish we chase. All you have to do is love it. And it's one of those things when you're around it, you can feel it. It's what makes my world go. You know what I mean? So anyways,
Yeah.
about the company. Okay. 1925, Drew McGill. He's fly fishing it's actually Clear Creek, and his flies they're losing shape. You stick one fish, the fly goes to hell, and it's just he had enough of it. He goes back to Denver. He creates a new fly. It's called the Willis Wing fly. That's actually what started the Wright McGill Company. It was a fly. It wasn't a hook initially. So his industriousness and through networking, because he was a salesperson for another, I can't remember the name of the sporting goods company, but long story short, he builds demand immediately. He goes into business with his cousin, who's a banker, who's Stanley Wright. So Wright and McGill, it's Drew McGill and Stanley Wright. Okay, so you fast forward 6 or 7 years. Now he's fishing the Colorado River. He sees an eagle. The fishing's tough. He sees an eagle swoop down, grabs a trout, and then he's watching the trout. He's watching the eagle eat the trout, but he pays attention to the claw. He grabs a pair of pliers, bends his hook point in, that claw point that's so
Nice.
And again, born on the water. This is the thing I really want to get across. Born on the water. The innovations are born on the water from an angler. These aren't suits. All right, these are sticks. It's very important that the origin story of Wright McGill. Okay, so after that, the company just goes nuts. They make all these amazing moves, including Gene. I gave you the book, supplying hooks for survival kits. You know what I mean? So that's one of the ways during the two world wars.
I cleaned my desk. It's right over there.
But again, like we supported soldiers by providing the hooks, and that's also how we got the steel to continue making hooks. So that you've got Drew McGill, you got Stan Wright, you got the industriousness, you got the patriotism of supporting the war efforts, and then in 1960, a little bit earlier, Stan Wright dies. 1960, Drew McGill dies. His beautiful bride, Miss Madeline McGill. All right, she's got a choice. What do I do? Obviously she could cash out, make tons of bucks,
Right.
And she could hire somebody else to run it for her, probably make tons of bucks that way too, or she could take it over. She could continue her husband's legacy, her family legacy, and do something special with it. That's what she did. She grew the company, and the thing is,
Choices, right? Choices.
What they said about Madeline is she immediately entrenched herself in the culture of the company. She wanted to know about the people. She wanted to support the people. So that's where the 4-day work week came into play. It was called Madeline McGill's New Life Plan. She wanted folks to have more time with their families and more time fishing. So it's a 4-day work week instead of a 5-day work week.
Right.
That's instituted early on. Okay, so Madeline McGill, she passes away in the 70s. Okay, and then her and Drew's son, Lee McGill, he takes over. So he's got Drew's industriousness. He's got Madeline's love for people, combines them, and you see laser sharp. You see Trocar.
Wow.
You see the company grow and grow and grow. And then now their grandson, the current chairman of the board, a dude that loves fishing as much as anybody who's ever lived, Drew McGill is the chairman of the board. So when you look at all this stuff on the fishing industry where private equity's bought and sold,
Right.
who sold Hobie? Who cares? It's all crap. We're owned by the same family. And when you work for them, you are family. And it's one of those things where it's like, you know what, dude, I wouldn't care if it was a national company, an international company. I wouldn't care if we made fish hooks from North Point, Colorado. I love the family. I love what we do. I love what we represent. And Lord willing, I'll work here until, they're wheeling me out in a wheelchair and I'm, 90 years old, still holding on. Because it's in the hooks, you know what I mean? It's
Dude, the statement that you gave me, I give the guys this every time we're on the water. There's American-made fish hooks, and then there's dog shit. You choose with what you want to fish with, and that is exactly. They see it firsthand, right? I mean, they get a chance to see why we trust them out there. Because I tell guys this all the time. I'm not a finesse guru. I will tell you this. My finesse game has improved drastically because I'm not sweating it so bad anymore. Yep. I want to catch some fish. So I'll throw whatever in the hell I need to throw. If you tell me, if I see that like Leslie said, if they're biting something, that's what I'm going to throw at them. Right. Yep. That just is what it is. Brother Marty, how are you, buddy? Appreciate you tuning in, man. Yes, he's hooking on the Nico side. But one of the deals that I tell people is that because I'm not like this expert in drop shot, I like to take the guesswork out of it. So I use the best damn gear that I can. I use the best line that I've tried and liked. I use the easiest rod setup that I can come up with that for my and then my terminal tackle, man. I want to take the guesswork out. So if my hook set isn't perfect, my hook takes care of the rest of the work for me, right? It can get the job done. It clearly shows. But I've been inside the Eagle Claw building there, and it is not a corporate headquarters. You walk around and it is family. You can tell that. There's a love for the job, a love for the work, a love for what we do out there in the outdoors. Yeah, it is different, dude, and it's just awesome stuff.
Yeah, it's more sticks, less suits, right? That's you want to fix the industry, get people that fish in important positions, and going back to the hook thing, dude, if you were to take my stupid, ridiculous spending and reel it in a little bit, and it's actually not that crazy, but reel it in, I would start by buying the best hooks I could.
Yep.
Right. Because that's the point of anybody that's on your show right now or that's going to watch this. If you're serious about fishing, you got to think about one thing. The first point of contact between you and everything you work so damn hard for, whether you're going to catch your first trout, your son's first fish, your daughter's first fish, a tournament kicker to win the classic, whatever, is a fish hook. Yep. So if it's an afterthought, your performance is an afterthought.
Exactly.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah. And when you and I first started talking, we know the brand that I was using because up to that point, that's pretty much what I had been, told and guided towards. And then I started using them and I thought I was using, what I needed to out there because you do have to take it serious when you're chasing, that fish. That is your first point. Your second is that line. I have come to realize on fishing line, my personal opinion is, there's a lot of hoo-ha going on with that business right there. Fishing line. I know some guys will argue that all day. I'm not, but my point is your contact point. Yeah, it's that hook piece. And when I moved over to full trocar and started using those, even the difference between what I was using prior to that was drastic. It's like, okay, there's just no question from the durability, the penetration point of it. Those little bastards are sharp, and they stay sharp. I showed you, I carry a hook file with me, right? I used to sharpen my stuff because I was that anal about it. Nowadays it's not near as much as I used to. I can tell you that. And it's there's a big difference in that. But American made steel, American owned organization, this has got to become, we talk about this a lot out there, support those organizations, folks. That's how we build this economy back, right?
Yep.
You surround yourself with good organizations like that. One of the reasons I'm in New Canoe, man, it's veteran owned, American made kayak. I'm down. I know there's a lot of different options out there, but this is a good organization. They do great, and it gets it done.
There's something about working with people that fill your heart. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things. And since I'm not a normal human being, I'm going to go back to the line thing. I think $50 Japanese fluorocarbon is the biggest load of shit.
Thank you. Yes.
I bought a lot of it, and I've come
You
to
and
the
me both.
conclusion this year that about $11-12 is what I'm willing to spend on fluorocarbon.
I'm telling you, it was this year for me as well. It was early in the season. I loaded out this tournament season with some of the best line that a human being can purchase. And my wallet was like, why did you do that to me? No means no. Bad touch. I spent a ridiculous amount on line and loaded up. And within the first 3 events that I fished, I was having the same issue on certain things that I was with other line that was a third the price. I'm like, wait a minute, this stuff is holding memory just the same.
Yeah.
There was not enough difference. Now, maybe there's some scientific little studies on paper that says this is less visible, and maybe so, dude. But I've caught more fish than I've caught living in this state this year, using my vicious fishing line that is not expensive. I've got actually reels. I've got monofilament back on a few reels all of a sudden. Yeah. Normally that was nothing more than a leader for me. I'd use it for a leader on my spooks, right? I'd tie off to a braid, main line, put about a 18-inch, leader on my spooks, walking baits, because that mono, would not get tangled up in my trebles as much. But yeah, so other than that, it doesn't have to be an expensive outing, I guess, is my piece. And Eagle Claw, that's the other great thing. Eagle is not expensive, dude. You're at all. They're priced right.
Yeah.
It's priced really good for me.
Yeah.
Leslie's budget, this works.
Anyway,
but if you look at it, so you could look at it and say good, better, best. But I don't think that does it justice. So Eagle Claw hooks are phenomenal. There's a reason why we've been around as long as we have been, right?
Exactly.
You can get anything that you need. Go to Walmart. Go to a gas station. You'll find Eagle Claw hooks. You're going to have a forge point. That forge point is going to stay sharp. You know what I mean? Like it's a great, great, great hook. And then when you bump up to laser sharp, so if you're in my age, maybe a little bit older, you remember when laser sharp first came out. These are badass hooks. These are needle point hooks. A lot of the same shapes. When I look at laser sharp, what I think is it's a crossroads between affordability and performance. It's a smart buy. They're smart hooks. And then you look at Trokars, the lack of creativity, I'm going to call them the best. You know what I mean? But all 3 of them give you an option to where, you know what? If you're 13 years old and you're on that lawn mowing budget, get some Eagle Claws.
Hell yeah.
And don't buy 47 different styles of hooks. A bait holder is going to do a lot of heavy lifting for you if you can get creative with it.
Love it.
You don't need everything. You remember back in the day, dude, we used round bends for everything. We wacky rigged. You didn't call it a Nico rig back in the day. Marty knows this. It was a round bend, and you got a nail. You cut the head off the nail. You cut it in the worm's ass, and you caught fish.
Yep.
When you get to where we're at, when you're tournament fishing or it's your passion, that's when you go, okay, I'm going to get this specific thing for this, this, and this. But, dude, there ain't a lot in life you can't do with monofilament, a bait holder, and a bob.
Totally. There was a little girl at the event we just had this last weekend. She's a daughter of one of the vets there, and she comes up with this stick, and she's talking to her dad, and he's like, "You gonna go fishing with that?" She goes, "I can't go fishing with this." I'm like, "Honey, do you know that is like the exact size of the first stick I ever went fishing with?" She's like, "How did you do that?" So I was like, "Watch this," you know. So I was like, "You just tie some fishing line right on the end here." Well, how do you reel it? You lift it up.
Yeah.
Her eyes were this big, and all of a sudden he's looking at me like, "Dude, now I got to take her fishing." I'm like, "Exactly. All right."
So my aunt worked at Eagle Claw. We used to fish these ponds. It used to be where Huron Junior High School's at. There's 2 ponds.
Okay.
One of them was a frog pond. It was just shallow, the duckweed, bunch of bullfrogs. The other one I would catch pretty good bass at. At least there were 5-pounders when I was a kid, so that's like 1.5 pounds. But there was koi in there. There was a couple koi, or really, really flamboyant carp, whatever. They were carp, but they were orange.
Flamboyant carp.
So we tried with rod and reel a couple of times to catch them, and we couldn't. So naturally, me and my cousin Bo, what we did is we took all the sticks that were around there, and my cousin, my uncle is from Georgia, and so he would do set lines for catfish. Dude, we had about 40 of those around there, and we ended up catching the koi. It was kind of hard to land, but it's the same thing. It was a stick,
Yep.
40-pound mono, because that's what we would get at the country store when we were kids. And then I don't remember what hook we used, but yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. Like that little girl going, no, I can't do that. And then the aha with a little direction.
Yep.
Was it last year or the year before? We went out with a cane pole, and Leslie was just.
I was just getting ready to say, if you don't know anything about a cane pole, then you haven't seen some serious fishermen, man.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing to do. We go to the Boulder Fountain. I have the cane pole, and I sit there. Come on, get it.
Clothespin,
ice jig,
clothespin, some thread,
and a worm,
tie it on.
a little worm.
I've seen the cane poles in action down in Florida when I lived down there in the bayous and watching them in some of those. And of course on the Mississippi, man, watching guys fish the Mississippi in the South off of cane poles.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is food though. You understand? They're bringing home something to eat. That's, they're going to sit out there and sit from noon and roast because they're bringing home dinner at that point. Yeah.
Isn't that funny how the fishing mirrors the world in a way? When you get down to the brass tacks of it, it's nothing but goodness.
Yep.
No, there's no. And I like that I can say shit once in a while here. It makes me feel good.
Yes.
There's no bullshit when you get down to the heart of fishing. At its origin, it's to have a meal with your family. There's nothing bad about that. That's all good. That's all goodness.
Agreed.
But when you focus on catch and release, tournament fishing, this versus that, you got to do it my way. You got to do it this way. It's like, again, rule number 1 in life: don't be a dick. Look in the mirror. Be a good person. Eat a meal with your family. And
get outdoors, right? Hell yes. Folks, check out Eagle Claw. Anybody that comes out with us knows they've heard the spiel from me. They see it. They see it in every bit of the tackle that we use out there. Half the grip and grins I'm flying the same hat that you got right there. I think. Yes.
Yep.
It's got a lot of fish work on it now. It's getting I got to get into the shop and get me another one there for sure. But yeah, man, but more than that, you guys are the epitome of what living outdoors and enjoying the outdoors. You guys go out year round. Now me. I make fun. I throw that meme out every year with the frozen guy going down. Eric's like, "It's great outside, guys." I throw that because it's like, nope. No, I'm just not that dude anymore. I lived up north for too long, and I hit about, 48, 49, and I'm like, nah. I used to think I needed snow for Christmas, and I'll tell you right now, I'll decorate the hell out of a palm tree. Wow. I have no problem with that whatsoever. Yeah, I don't need snow anymore. I'm good with it. But yes, I don't ice fish like you guys do, but I live through your eyes when you guys get out there and you do that. Yeah, you look cold to me, by the way.
No, I'm not gonna lie, it's cold, but it's talking about the palm tree. We're in Florida. We fish. We're here. It's just other people. Leslie, she's said that a couple times here recently.
What?
I'll talk about fishing, and she'll go, other people do stuff.
Other stuff. Yeah.
I love it, man. I love it. You guys, thank you so very much. We could do this all night long, but I'm gonna let you get back to your family. You got a couple dogs there that need some attention, and Leslie kicked one earlier. I saw. So right. No, I just want to say thank you to both you guys for just the friendship over these years, man, and creating cool content for people to follow. We use you as examples when we're showing people the different things you can do and find around out there, especially for, every now and again we do come across where, we try to, we'll have an individual that maybe is looking for something that they can do with their spouse. And sometimes, with the kayak side, that adds another layer, right? It's like, okay, now I need 2 kayaks. Or, yes, you can get 2 people in ours, but that's, if you've ever been in a canoe with your spouse, that's a bad, fast way to divorce court, man.
No way.
So 2 kayaks, we have to make sure 2.
I caught big fish. You were so jealous.
Wait. If we went over there, we would catch fish. Why can't we go over there?
That's I have a fish on. Okay.
It gotta go. Well, look at that. The battery died. We better get back to shore. I am looking forward to seeing you guys down south down there this weekend. It's going to be awesome times. Thank you guys so very, very much for cutting out time here, and I'm sure we'll check back in with you. And who knows if when you guys are hoisting up more trophies, but more in general, just check in with you during when ice fishing gets rolling there, and I'll burr over here and shiver while you guys tell me cool stories about it.
Okay.
We appreciate you, dude, and your shift looks good on you.
Thanks, buddy.
It's very cool. You look very vibrant.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's very good to see you, and that's all the emotion I can let out. I feel weird now.
I was gonna say I don't want to talk about feelings, Eric. Jesus Christ.
I'm looking at him like, what?
Yeah, she's more like, what the hell? All right, you guys have a great night. Thank you so much from all of us here. We'll be touching base soon, and tight lines. And much love to you guys. Take care.
Yeah.
All right. All right, folks, we're going to wrap things up here real quick. Before we do, I'm going to go down through some pictures here. We're going to show you some shots from this weekend here. Now, they're in no particular order, so bear with me on that, all right? But I just wanted to share some of this weekend we just had with the TPO over here at Stanley Lake Regional Park. First and foremost, big shout out to Stanley Lake, all the staff there, the city of Westminster, and the local hero that came through for us at this event was Snooze Eatery. If you guys have not had Snooze breakfast, they're only open for breakfast and lunch. Get by a local Snooze. Now, our personal favorite, we're going to tell you right now, is on 104th. It's in Westminster. Go see Jamie and her crew there. We love you guys to death. Thank you so very much, folks. They supported this event on a major, major level for us that made that morning amazing. Sitting at camp, eating a feast made for kings. It was amazing. And Snooze stepped in there right to the front saying, we got you. Let us do something to help with this, because they loved what we were doing. So I'm going to share real quick here. Let's share screen. Let's see if I can find it. How about, yeah, there we go. We'll share this. And we'll bring it in. There it is. Now let's see if I can pull this bad boy up. Let's see if it, let's go ahead and open. Hey, there we go. Nope. It didn't show it, did it? Okay. Hang on. We're going to stop that. Now we're going to share a screen. And it's going to be this. All right. Here we go. And let's go full screen with it. There it is. So this was our, we were set up down on the beach here. We're just going to buzz through some of these. It was just an amazing weekend here. Sharon, this is a family of, we got a pair of vets, 3, 4, 5, 6 vets in this whole thing that you're going to see here. And just family supporters of the TPO sitting around having dinner that evening at the camp. It's a young veteran right there, Army veteran. Next is his family joining in with us. There they were. We were getting them out fishing that day. This is Snooze breakfast that morning, bright and early there. It was just a feast. Snooze stepped up, man. We got some cool camera angle shots here that we wanted to share. Just, I mean, dude, the pineapple upside down pancakes. Are you kidding me? Way to destroy my belt line right there. You could, like my bunkmate said, he could hear me getting fatter just over there. And then, of course, New Canoe, man. I can't say enough about this platform. There's a lot of kayaks out there, folks. A lot of good kayaks, a lot of great companies. New Canoe, I'll tell you what, they're one of them. Our partnership with them from day one of the True Patriot Outfitters, putting people in a craft that we know is stable, is made with quality, it's got the right people behind it, and they make it possible for the TPO to get more kayaks when we need them. In a veteran-owned organization that we can support. We love New Canoe with everything we're doing out here, and without them, we couldn't get it done. Some great shots here. This is a great shot. We got an Army vet here with one of his kids sitting in the front of the Unlimited. He's paddling out to deep enough water to drop the motor so he can buzz around out there. Super cool. Boy, that was a great angle of my ugly mug. We also had the Heroes on the Water kayaks out, talking to folks about our work with the Denver VA therapeutic program that we do. We let folks take, those are paddle kayaks, so we let them take those out. Like I said, no particular order on this stuff. Just it's one of that is Brother Jason right there. Looking out across, some great camera angles that our guys were getting. This is I have no credit on any of these cameras shots. That's my ugly mug there. First thing in the morning as we're having breakfast there next to my wife and the team getting ready. Yeah, it was an amazing weekend, man. Sitting around the campfire at night, that was super cool. To all the team members that made this thing happen, to everybody that's out there, much love to all of you guys. We can't do any of this stuff without a village of people putting this together. I appreciate the compliments, but I am one very tiny small piece in this big puzzle. I'll tell you that. It's all this. It's the team that surrounds this entire group making this stuff happen. Like I said, next year when we put this stuff together, folks, you definitely do not want to miss this as we do these events. They're a ton of fun. All right, we're going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in tonight. It's been a long show, hour and a half, but it was worth every bit. The Allees are just great human beings, and they enjoy the outdoors. With Eric sharing his stories of what the outdoors has done for him. And he's not just a one-trick pony. It's not just about one species of fish. It's just getting out the adventure and seeking out fishing. Obviously, we're going to talk to you a bunch about fishing, but I know people from all kinds of walks of the outdoors, man. So if you need some resources, if you're looking for that, if you're not sure if you need resources, hit me up. Let's chat. Let's talk. Let's get you out there. And if you want to go kayak fishing, dude, let's go. Let's go. All right. So next week, it'll probably be a recorded episode. I don't know just yet. I might make it back in time to go live, but we have the state championship going on down in Pueblo, and that is going to be the next. I'm actually going to fish that tournament. I've qualified for that, and so I'm going to head down there, and we're going to take a swing at qualifying for the national championship. So we'll see what happens. We're fishing way different now than we used to. So above all, I'm going to go down there and be with Jason and Justin and a bunch of my friends in the fishing community. Jason and Justin, as you know, they're part of they are the Colorado team. These are my brothers from another mother. Love these guys to death. So I'm looking forward to camping and spending a weekend with those guys and fishing with them. It's going to be a ton of fun, and I'm sure we'll see a lot of our friends down there. So stay tuned with that. Be looking this week. We're going to put a bunch of this content from this last weekend. We're going to get that all up on the site so you can see what's going on with that. And I think that's going to do it. Hey, find the good, right? Find the good out there. It is there. You just got to look for it. Get away from, disconnect from the digital world for a little bit here and there. Save yourself a little bit. Save your brains, right? And get outdoors. Go for a walk. Let the sun do what it does. Let the rain do what it can do. Whatever. All right? Till next week, stick with us here. Tight lines. Be safe. And as we're adding in here, take care of each other. Love you guys. We'll see you next week.